is a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
Welcome to the stream. Don't expect me to be a pusher.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Fires off an overdrive bar. Adding that to the mix will change the pace of the match and keep the opponent on their toes. All right. Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Player 2 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Big low reaching heavy. Flashes him. Player 2 has completely used all of their drive gauge, but they still have enough life left to take the round if they play smart. Who will capitalize on it? In there! Player 2 on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Jump, aerial toxic. Burnout activates. Going in, player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout. Delivers the pain right to their doorstep. Breaks the block with a throw. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Jumps in. Both fighters planning going on the offensive. Both absolutely refusing to give up ground. They gotta be careful with their remaining drive. Breaks through with the throw. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
Final round. Fight.
Jump reads the jump in perfectly.
Great Desert Storm.
It's a good spot to use the super. Player 2 crowns him from above. See that? A jump in? Player 2 can't use drop low heavy. Starts with whirlwind. Oh man, this is a scary range. Plant low heavy, but no go. So solid with a mixer anti-air. The low blocks. Can they use their drive to stage the comeback? Noticeable life lead is a comeback scoop dropped in with flatlines on. Player 2 was an absolute beast in that match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. What an opening statement there. Big throws. Closes the gap for the grab. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Player 1 creates a good, perfect execution and gameplay nets our fighter a perfect round. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Fight.
A brave forward jump there to start. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Back throw for the side switch. They refused to crack under pressure and got the side switch with the throw. Great work. Gets scooped from down low. Jumps up. Still slugging it out at this range. Going in. Goes low. Player 2 can't let this overhead. Knocked him out of the air. This is gonna hurt. What a finish! This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Final round. Fight.
Open, drops in with a toss. Nice counter. Experiencing burnout. That feeling out phase is over. Time to get down to business. Oh, the throw connects. What'll happen here? Player 2 in dire straits with... This is gonna hurt. Player 2 is in a very good spot now. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Oh, yo! Ross over here! Oh, they changed sides! Player 2 is on track to steal this back after that drops in with a Tatsu! The low! Amazing! Oh man, this is a scary ring! A jump reads the jump in perfectly! Ugh, take a seat! Are you kidding me? Player 2 was definitely sweaty during that well-earned win!
Comes a new challenger.
This is a mirror match, which means it's not just about the win, but about your pride as a player too. This is a must-win fight. All right, first round. What's going to happen? Shows the overhead. Fires off an overdrive bar. Adding that to the mix will change the pace of the match and keep the opponent on their toes. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. Oh, can they survive this badly timed burnout? Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Solid combo. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Life lead is opening up, but that could still be overcome with smart drive use. Gets back into the corner with pressure building. Player 1 needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. Going in there! Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Are we going to see some fireworks here?
No escape!
Burnout is triggered. Player 2 did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Burnout activated. Player 1 is not in a good place health-wise, but with the super art in play, they were not cleared for takeoff. Player 2 proved to be the victor in that mirror match.
Comes a new challenger.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
Beginning operation.
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Anticipates the overhead. Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. Can they outlast it? Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Heading into the end game now. Burnout activates. Opts for the throw to close it out. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round 2. Fight.
Opts to create space to start. Chin-right kick for a mix-up. Experiencing burnout. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Shows a medium kick. A super art. This Dragon Lash flame could be big. A quick breather. Can they keep on him? Drive music. Oh, the throw connects. What'll happen here? Gotta do better than that. Solid anti-air. Overhead, but it won't work. In there. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Final round. Fight!
The last round. It's now or never. Jump clutch plus anti-air. They just said get that jumping out of here. Player 2 is on the brink of disaster. That turns out. Player 2 is in burnout state. A very precarious situation. This is where we can expect some major pressure. This might be drop zone. Player 1 has the super gauge. The low drop. Jinrai, amazing. Reads the jump in perfectly. The same got hit. Drops in with a tatsu. Take a seat. What a finish. Player 2 made some smart moves there. Great game. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that comeback. Jinrai overhead, but it won't work. Changes things up with an overhead. Had the radar up and running. Combo with the target combo. Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. They need to hold out. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. All right, what's coming up next? Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Life lead opens up for the throw to close it out. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round 2. Fight!
Hits with the overhead. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. The drive impact doesn't get them the punish counter, but it's still good. Jump experiencing burnout. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Quick breather. From upstairs. Going on the offensive? Smart play with the throw. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Sees the overhead coming. This can lead to some big damage. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner. Uses the gauge for a super arm. Dashes out on a Shikujira. Any mistake here is gonna be fatal. What's it gonna be? Oh, risky play, but it pays off. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Turns out that amazing never say die attitude got them the win.
Ken wins!
Player 2 is a force to be reckoned with.